Okay, hey, and welcome to this live stream for the tunnel. Hopefully you're receiving this all right now. Just waiting for a few of the artists to come onto the Hangouts. For now, I suppose I'll just show some of the thing itself, so there's some visuals going on, I guess. So this is the lockdown exhibition, virtual exhibition. So let's have a look around first. This has been designed by myself for the tunnels, like a virtual exhibition show slash show. It's designed with an engine called PlayCanvas, and I'll just guide you around a bit as well. It supports, obviously we've got some textures here and different artworks and sort of atmospheric area, and then video streaming here as well, which is I'm pretty happy to get in working. This is some music from December to Sound Booth. Hopefully we'll get to talk to Mark a bit later on.
Oh well, here comes another virus. Panic buying, sometimes riots. And now the streets are very quiet. This rented town is almost nice. But I'm not fearful for my health, for any virus or anything else. I'm more of a danger to myself. The things you can buy on supermarket shelves. The world is overpopulated.
I'd just like to, if anyone could say in the chat if everything's running smoothly. I'm trying to monitor it, but yeah. Anyway, I'll talk a bit more about this anyway. So it's an exhibition that's on these theme of Occupy White Walls. Is the stream running okay? It's a bit hard to tell if everything's sort of streaming okay at the minute. I'd just like to check that. We should get some of the other artists on in a minute. I'm just waiting on them to join me, and then we can have a bit of a chat. So yeah, this has been built with PlayCanvas, which is a it's like a WebGL engine thing. It's a browser-based JavaScript engine. I'll just pop my own face up here now so I can see me as well. Okay, all good. That's good to hear. I was a bit worried it might be a bit broken and weird. So I guess while I wait for the others to turn up, I'll just talk about some of the artworks I've put in here and just about the exhibition in general. So we've got this little virtual curator here, which is based loosely on Matt Tudor. I think someone might join me in the chat now, I think, possibly.
Yeah, that's me, Jesper.
Ah, Jesper's here. Cool. So Jesper's one of our tunnel members. He's just joined us on the tunnel chat. Hopefully you can hear that as well. I'll just turn that up maybe slightly. How's it going, Jesper?
That's going fine. I've been a bit under the weather, so unfortunately I haven't been able to join the digital exhibition you put on.
Yeah, I imagine a lot of people will be feeling quite under the weather at the minute, unfortunately, because of the ongoing crisis which this show explores. So is this the first time you've seen this, actually, Jesper? I don't know if you can see the YouTube stream as well.
I'm not seeing anything, to be honest.
So if you go onto the event there should be a link to the YouTube, because we're live streaming on YouTube now as well. So
all right.
So it's streaming. So yeah, so we've got 9 artists in this show. So myself, Jessica Ballantyne, Jamie Stantonian, Matthew Tudor, Mark Rathmel, pictured there with his best kiss makeup, Beverly in the black and white, Sarah Lucas, Genevieve, and Becca Smith. And this is one of my artworks here. It's a digital piece. I guess I'll just talk a bit about mine until the other artists turn up. This is called Mine Heart Inflamed. It's based off, you might recognise the face. It's based off Lindemann, the Rammstein singer. Because there was a lot of news articles about how he apparently had COVID-19 earlier on, and it sort of went for this sort of like, I don't know, or like Warhol sort of thing where you do this contrasting red and blues. Somebody else joined us, I think. That's Jesper. It's just Jesper in the background. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's one of my pieces. There's a lot of mixture of work in this show. So it's digital, paintings, drawings, and obviously video as well, which sort of plays around the corner. Just here you can hear that sound. And yeah, a bit of mixed media. So Jesper, I'll just quickly share the link with you actually, so you can have a look at it.
Oh, I have it. I'm on. I can see.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, this is all good. You go on.
Good. So yeah, and then I'll talk about another piece. I guess maybe this is a piece I made called Net Junkie, which I think there'll be a lot of people now who are increasingly feeling this mental state of, I guess, internet addiction. I've just got a beer here. I'll just start this. I think it's probably the right time. This is a piece I did called Net Junkie. It's a digital collage. It features, actually, if you look carefully, that Daniel Wood's online. Cool. How's it going? Let me just, I just need to mute my Facebook notifications, I think. I don't worry about that later. Okay. So yeah, so this Net Junkie anyway, sorry, is it's a piece exploring that mental frame of mind when it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you're on the internet, basically. Draws from imagery from Psycho, Tetsuo Iron Man, and internet memes, and like diagrams of the body and stuff like that. I was quite happy with that piece actually. Hello, Art Fugitive. Okay, so Genevieve's on. So some of the artists are in the chat now, which is good. So we can, if they can't get on, maybe we can talk to them. Maybe I should. So I know Jen's online now, definitely. So let's maybe go around the corner and have a look at her piece. Just with December sound booth playing in the background. So this is Genevieve's piece, who's just in the chat. So Jen, do you want to say chat? I don't know. I'll ask you, what is this piece about? What is it exploring? And I'll just listen to your answer on the chat and then just talk about it.
Panic buying, sometimes riots, and now the streets are very quiet. This Renza town is almost nice.
Well, I sit my girl.
But I'm not fearful for my health, for any virus or anything else. I'm more of a danger to myself, with things you can buy on supermarket shelves. The world is overpopulated. Why bother struggling to contain it? There are worse ways to say goodbye.
So I'll just wait to Jen to
Just the boring people
type or say something, I guess. So we shall have, and then we'll have a look at that piece again. Let's have a look. While we're doing that, let's just have a look at some of the things we've got in this gallery space. So I've created this gallery because of the tunnel. We often do things in unusual spaces, so I wanted to recreate something like a typical tunnel space. So, for example, we often do things in like disused old churches and stuff, and old, like, just interesting spaces really, like an old house we did an exhibition in once. So I've tried to sort of recreate that vibe, kind of flaky walls and sort of a nice DIY punk aesthetic to the whole thing, I guess. If anybody on the chat sees anything that catches their eye, by the way, just shout up and we'll take a look at it and can discuss it maybe with the artists as well, try and get some words from them. We've got a cat in the gallery as well. It was important. Little cat there. Thank you. It's genius. Thank you very much, Birdie. That's cool. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it's been quite a lot of work. So this is actually just to give a bit of context and history of this virtual gallery thing. I initially did the first version of this for the Tunnel website about 5 years ago, and then this is basically like a newer, updated version of that code base on PlayCanvas. Let me just check some things here. I've got to check a few things. Not on here. Sorry, I don't want my Facebook to come up on here. Go away. No, go away. Sorry about that. That had to happen at least once, didn't it? Whereas my Facebook's just buzzing away. I need to mute notifications. It's annoying me. Sorry about that anyway. Sorry, I just had to Facebook.
Jamie, I'm gonna leave.
Jess, I hear you.
I'm gonna leave. I'll see you there.
Jessica, I can hear you.
All right, cool. Okay, excellent. Thanks. Sorry, I was on another one with Jamie, Jen, and Matt.
Really? Yeah. Did the Okay.
Yeah, because Jamie made one and your one was different, and then I thought it was the same one and it wasn't working, so I made one with my account. Yeah. And then anyway, but they're gonna leave now and come onto this one.
Yeah, cool. It's all right. I had a bit of confusion at first because it kept on logging in with my Sticky Pixels email and wouldn't change, so I had to go to the actual Gmail invite. So anyway, folks, that's just the standard technical difficulties out of the way now, I think. So we've got all the artists coming into the room, as it were, now. So that's
Chris,
good.
why can't I see you?
Why can't you see me?
Yeah, I can't see you.
Because I'm invisible. No,
you're in prison.
I've turned off my camera because it just it will consume.
It malfunctions.
Yeah, just so I can, because I'm streaming as well, so it's just bad.
Are we live right now?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're live streaming.
Okay.
Is anyone actually online? Is anyone listening?
Yeah. So there's currently 15 viewers at the minute, 16.
Oh, awesome!
Oh, right, okay, we're live.
Yeah. So we're all live. I've got the view on the gallery. So what I'm doing is basically, just looking around the show, and then I think I'm going to individually talk to the artists about their pieces. I think. So.
Okay, so Jen's having difficulty getting into this one, so I'm trying to help to get.
Sorry, there's a bit of confusion initially, I think.
Okay, so I'm going to hang up for this one just now, okay? So there's no feedback on it.
Yeah, cool.
See you in a sec.
What I'm doing is basically just looking around. Okay, that was me. Hello, Junko. So I'm just monitoring. I'm monitoring the chat on YouTube as well. So there's Junko's just arrived. So I was just saying as well, Matt, the invigilator of this exhibition is modelled somewhat anew as well. I don't know if you've seen him.
You told me, yeah.
So he's got
I like the woolly hat and the grey in the beard. It's good.
Yeah. So he's just looking around. So just looking at you now, Matt. Leather jacket, proper cool beanie. Shades as well in this version, because you do have glasses a bit like that.
I do wear glasses. That's true. Yeah.
So the glasses are in a similar slimline style to that. So I thought that would fit. I made that for anyone that's interested with very simple software called Fuse 3D, because I can't really model 3D that well, so I just did it on that and then animated it with Mixamo, just in case any tech heads are interested in that sort of thing, I guess. And he just does a very simple back and forth checking nobody's nicking any artwork or anything. Hi Bev. So we did have a bit of issue with the hangout for the thing, getting people to in before, but the artists are starting to join us. So Matt, let's just look at your piece, Portrait of D, and and also I'll talk a bit about another piece in this exhibition which features you actually.
Okay.
I made. So the Let's look at your piece, Portrait of D. What can you tell us about Portrait of D?
It was part of a series that I began in September, based on just an anonymous male, and also the Madonna.
So it's a mixture of two elements that you use often in your painting work.
Yeah, 2 studies. Yeah, it's my red phase. It's a new phase in my work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we start by introducing the tunnel, like to people who don't know who we are?
Yeah. So I can do that. So the tunnel, and then anyone can, if you want to just, I'll invite people to come in as well. So the tunnel was formed, how many years ago now was it? 7 years ago? 6?
6.5 years. October 2014.
6.5 years ago, yeah. October 2014, as Matt quite rightly says. And the tunnel is basically a diverse collective of artists, international now. I'm based in Moscow. Local tunnel in London, Belgrade. And we're basically we're all sorts of artists, so painters, writers, even sound artists, installation artists, performance artists. So we've got a piece of music actually in this show and a video from Mark Rathmull, the December sound booth. You can probably we've got the full music video playing for that. So yeah, anyway, sorry I'm going off on a tangent there. We have we've been going for 6 years, and we put on exhibitions in interesting spaces. We wrote a manifesto a few years ago as well, so we're sort of a theoretical and curatational, is that the right word? Group. So we put on work and
a concept group, yeah.
So we're based around ideas mostly. Most of our shows are based on a literary theme or some sort
poetry
of idea.
Or films, yeah.
So that's our group. And this is quite a different one. It's because we're doing a virtual exhibition because COVID-19, basically. We're all sort of stuck in our homes.
We're all quarantined, yeah.
Awesome. It looks great. Love it.
Cheers, Jess. It's been a lot of work, and I mean the work looks really good.
I think this whole experience of being in lockdown has actually forced us to find new ways to kind of connect with each other and connect with other people and
absolutely
share our work. I think it's really cool what you've done here.
Thank you. Well, I was just saying earlier, it's sort of it's based, that virtual gallery I did a while ago, a few years ago, about 5 now.
It's on the website, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's based on that, and then I've just updated it basically. So video support's brand new. That didn't support video before, and then also the control. So it's got mobile support as well now, a bit more, which is good. But yeah.
Are you live there in the corner?
Yeah. That's me. I'm just. Okay. So it's just my video in the corner, just so.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, I've got a bit of beer.
Cheers, y'all.
I got some beer.
Sorry, she's having real difficulties getting on now. I was doing like IT support. I don't know what's happening, but she's going to give it a try on her laptop.
Yeah, I think Bev was trying to get onto this Google Hangout as well. I think I told her just to talk to you, Jamie. Sorry, but I've got 2 pieces by Jamie in this show actually, which are really quite eye-catching neon sort of digital pieces. Really cool pieces. I'm just looking at them now. One is called, I think, what's it called again? It's called Promethean Wildfire, and Throness. That was a term from Heidegger.
Is
it from Heidegger?
Yeah.
It's a reference to Heidegger, the German philosopher. I didn't know that actually.
And that's a digital.
What is a bit of jargon? Sorry, Jess?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just going to say, like, I was going to ask you what kind of medium they were, and maybe you could, like, tell us a bit about your inspiration for them, I guess.
So with Promethean Wildfire, that was something I was kind of dabbling about for a while. It was just kind of, you know, they're all quite experimental, and I'm always trying to capture this kind of, as far as I'm concerned, humans have, you know, their psychology has changed very little in the last, 80,000 years. We're still manipulating symbols, and we're just doing it in a more complex and tightly kind of networked way now. And we're doing, in the Stone Age, we had a kind of set of about 32 symbols that we use across all the different cave sites that are known. There was like a sort of finite amount of symbols that were used, and we don't know how they used them or why. But they know they were used to communicate some kind of information. So I'm kind of just fascinated in that kind of what I do for a living is just effectively, we're still just manipulating symbols on screens, and it's just a very highly evolved form of whatever the fuck we were doing back then. Yeah. So I want to try and get this kind of compress the time, really, and kind of try and get sort of very much digital elements kind of mushed up with kind of Stone Age stuff, whether that's in terms of materials or in terms of project. A lot of it is just kind of just experimenting around that, I guess.
Cool.
One of the things, if you look at that one, Promethean Wildfire, in the background, just while I was making that piece, they discovered the earliest depiction of an animal. I think it's from Indonesia from about 80,000 years ago, but that's what's in the background. And I just incorporated that into it. So that was it, and that was it. It was the name of a kind of a part of the little booklet I published for the Watersons show a few years ago. And I think it was a good way to just describe, what humans have done to the world, with their kind of Promethean power of forethought, which is super powered by fire itself. Fire helped the brain grow, extracted more calories from food. And I thought it was just a good way to encapsulate it. And, the symbolism is part of that, of course, because that was an extension of the brain, effectively. So that was that one. Yes, the other one, the pink one, was again, I don't know what I was trying to communicate there, really. It was just the kind of, I guess just sort of drawn on that I was kind of captivated by that kind of Heideggerian terminology of, just being thrown into the world. You're just kind of very dramatically cast out into being, and I guess I tried to sort of get something that tried to bring that to life a bit. I guess I don't know. I wasn't really thinking a great deal when I was making.
You don't. Well, it's almost a zen-like process, I suppose, isn't it? When you're doing work, sometimes it's.
Oh, Jen's there.
Come in.
Hello, Genevieve.
Welcome.
Yeah, sorry, I'm on my crappy laptop, so.
Oh, you're fine, Jen.
Okay, cool. That was very interesting, Jamie. Thank you for that.
No worries, Chris. Thank you. And thank you for putting this all together, by the way. It's really cool, and thanks for putting all the effort into building it. So.
No worries. As Jamie was saying there, actually, to anyone watching who doesn't know, Jamie's a UI and UX designer in his day job, so that sort of like comes into your artwork a bit as well, like you were saying before. Obviously, like, I'm an artist as well, but part of my interest is as well, like with Jamie, is about how technology and art relate. So, like, because my day job's been a web developer, so this is sort of related to that. So that's works. So Jen is in now. Hopefully the sound's alright. If anyone is having issues with the sound, I've just turned the music off momentarily on the gallery just so it can be a bit clearer. Hopefully it's alright now. If you've got any having any issues hearing anything, just let me know. I'll try and sort it out as fast as I can. Okay, let's just look at Jen's piece now. Jen's here in the flesh, as it were, or in the digital flesh. So Genevieve, we're just looking at your piece again. Do you want to say anything about it?
Genevieve, she's gone. Oh, she's frozen. She's frozen.
The sound's gone.
Is
that better?
There we go.
You
Yeah,
there?
sorry. Okay.
Okay, super. Yeah, tell us what you
Okay, so it's from a book that I really like, my favorite book from childhood, probably my favorite book in the whole world, called The Mouse and His Child. And there's a story in there. It's all about like struggle and dealing with loss of connection to your people. And I think that was kind of relevant to me in the idea of the lockdown and kind of being separated from the ones you love physically. So this point in the book is where they get stuck underwater. They're mechanical toys and they get sunk at the bottom of a river. And there's this tin with an image on it that keeps repeating infinity. And then it's a dog holding a can of dog food with the picture of the dog holding the can of dog food with the picture. And it's the child spends his time, because he's stuck at the bottom of this river and he can't do anything. He can't move. He's got no choice. He spends his time trying to find the last visible dog. And he's there for years, effectively. And in that time, he's constantly seeking this thing. And it's only when he loses hope of finding it that he realizes that it's not about finding the last visible dog. It's about the journey to look for it. And so the state of calm and inner peace, to realize that it's not actually about the dog, it's about
the journey, not the destination, as it were.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So I wanted to,
I'll get a bit closer up for it. Actually, I think a few people were requesting that of other things. So you can look at the painterly strokes here that are going on. Lovely fluidity to this piece, actually.
So this idea of darkness, something like the pieces has this kind of a movement, light and darkness and realization and points of understanding, but also some sort of obscurity in there as well.
Awesome. Very interesting. Very, I guess, relevant to now. It feels like a bit of a trial, I suppose, in a minute of humanity, in a sense, I guess.
Definitely. And, for me, my work is all about our connection to nature, like the bigger, wider questions that I ask in my work is about who are we without nature? Like we've created whole worlds to separate ourselves from nature, and yet when we are separated from it, we're kind of lost. And I think this whole crisis and isolation is going to show us how much we need nature, and also how much nature needs a bit of a break from us sometimes.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I quite agree with that. Okay, who else have we got in the gallery, actually, in the Hangout? So we've got Jesper I've spoken to a bit. We've spoken to Jamie, Matt. We'll have another look at your piece, I think, Matt, and then I'll have a look at some other random pieces, I think, and then chat.
Okay.
Oh, we've got Jess as well, of course, so we can talk to Jess.
Yes, of course.
We haven't talked to Jess yet, actually. So let us talk to Jess. So let's start, I think, with Woe, I guess. This is cool. Whoa. So do you want to speak about Whoa?
She's kind of got like her hand on her head and this kind of like, oh, woe is me. Very dramatic.
Is this a digital photo manipulation, Jess?
Yes. Yeah, all the ones I included. Is that sound coming from me? Sorry.
Not me.
You're very popular.
It's Bev trying to get in. So this piece, what was the question? Sorry.
Just in general, like what were you trying to express, or what I did?
I remember now. During my residency in Hungary a few years ago, the theme was actually labyrinth. And so that's when I started developing these kind of photo montages or layering of these kind of nudes on top of one another.
Yeah.
To create this kind of labyrinth of the body in a way.
Yeah.
And then when I came back from that residency, the tunnel actually had another exhibition called
Labyrinth.
It was the same theme. It was Labyrinth. And if you look at the piece next to that one, that was the piece I actually submitted to the show. So if you go to the one next to that one, or maybe zoom
just
out.
Doing it. Yeah, there's a bit of a delay on the stream properly.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that was the piece I submitted to that show, and it's kind of in the similar kind of vein of like, they're quite moody. They're quite.
I love them. I mean, they're very much
quite dark.
There's a lot of movement in the match as well, which I really like. There's a lot of.
Well, this one, actually, the one you're on now with the 3 gorgeous bosoms, I actually based that one on the golden mean. So if you look at the kind of the folds of the fabric in the background, that follows this kind of golden mean spiral. Awesome. So that was the first time I kind of consciously used the golden mean in a photographic work. So I think it does give it like the sense of movement and balance, which is quite nice. So this one was part of the tunnel show, Labyrinth. That was based. What was that based on again, Matt?
Borges, George Louis Borges, Labyrinths.
Okay. Do you want to? Can you like?
Story. It was the collection of short stories called Labyrinths.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It wasn't one particular story. It's about all of his work.
Right. Okay. Can you like give us an example of one of the stories?
An example of one of the stories.
Or just like the general mood of the book, because I can't remember now. It was so long ago. But like, so I just try to capture this kind of sense of.
I think the book is about how we interpret time and history, and there's a lot to do with memory, I think.
Okay, cool. Well, these pieces do actually have a lot to do with kind of memory, but also desire and this kind of compulsion to procreate, I guess. But it's also very much about like lust and love and this kind of feeling of, being kind of trapped in your body, or like your body is like a kind of machine that you want to kind of rip apart, or that you get lost in. So it was very much kind of about that, really.
Well, it's interesting how you're using the body as a formal element as well in the pictures. Like it's almost like an abstract element in its own sense. This is interesting, especially in the reference one actually, because there's like these overlapping sections of body, which, they're very sensual, but also they use this like, sort of hide the middle part especially, which obviously has the bosoms, which is quite nice to look at, but also it's sort of interestingly.
Can't go wrong with bosoms.
No,
the more the merrier.
We all love tits. But
apparently it improves your productivity. That and puppies, looking at puppies.
Yeah.
How do you like them puppies?
Yeah, all the puppies.
All the puppies. More puppies for everyone.
More puppies the better. Oh yeah. Sorry, I just lowered the tone by several minutes.
I know, it's a very sophisticated conversation we're having.
Sorry, I can't stop looking at them now. They're fantastic art pieces. This one, this woe piece actually really reminds me of something from like a film. It looks really cinematic, I guess I'd say. It's got a real cinematic quality to it, which I like. I mean, it makes me think of obviously like film noir and all that sort of thing, which I'm a big fan of. So.
Yeah, I was actually looking at a lot of vintage nudes at the time. So a lot of these images actually are like a kind of amalgamation of about, I don't know, a few kind of vintage nudes. They just have this kind of quality that I really like. It's almost kind of grainy, but it's almost like, I don't know, like film noir. I don't know if that's even the right term, but it's quite like, high contrast, really uncomfortable positions.
Cool. So you've got one more piece in the show as well, which is a tribute to Francesca. What's the second name?
Francesca Woodman. She's like my favorite photographer ever.
Not an artist I'm aware of, so yeah, please.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. She actually died really young. And she produced this body of work probably in like the span of 3 years.
Yeah.
But she's got this one piece that this one's based on, where she's in like a kind of abandoned house, it looks like, and like all the wallpaper and everything's kind of like crumbling. And then she took a photo of herself, like kind of with these pieces of wallpaper, basically what I've done there.